10% off. They have a bunch of different bundles and options available on the website, but go to BiloxiShrimpCo.com. Promo code Jesse gets you 10% off the whole order. BiloxiShrimpCo.com. Promo Jesse.
Truth, attitude, Jesse Kelly.
It is the Jesse Kelly Show on a Tuesday. Remember, you can email me whatever you want, your love, your hate, your death threats. All are welcome to Jesse@JesseKellyShow.com. Jesse@JesseKellyShow.com. If you miss any part of the show, you can download it. They have podcasts of the show. iHeart, Google, Spotify, iTunes. Just remember the most important thing. On iTunes, after you subscribe and whatnot, leave a 5-star rating and a review discussing in detail how handsome I am. Just one more thing on the January 6th protest. Tennessee man sentenced to 4 years in prison after spending 22 minutes inside of the Capitol. 4 years in prison. Taken down by the FBI's Memphis field office, arrested on January 13th. Are you comfortable speaking out on this man's behalf? If we're not comfortable speaking out on our political prisoners' behalf, even ones who did something stupid, then what are we, right? You ever heard of Jeremy Brown? You know who Jeremy Brown is? Freaking stud Green Beret facing hard prison time in Florida. Didn't even enter the Capitol building. Stud. We have political prisoners in this country. I actually, you know what? I'm going to play this real quick because I thought this was hilarious. State Department Rep Ned Price, listen to what he had to say today about Saudi Arabia.
We have made consistently clear to Saudi authorities that the freedom of expression should never be criminalized. The exercise of a universal right, like freedom of expression, should never be criminalized.
People are going to jail for sharing memes about January 6th. Or they're getting in trouble. They're getting knocks on the door from the FBI. There's a guy who didn't, I interviewed him on TV. I'm not going to give out his name because I think he's getting quiet now, but there's a guy who did not enter the Capitol grounds on January 6th. He is possibly facing 80 years in prison. 80. 80. We are going to lecture the Saudis about rights.
We have made consistently clear to Saudi authorities that the freedom of expression should never be criminalized. The exercise of a universal right, like freedom of expression.
If you showed up at a rally at the Capitol because Donald Trump invited people to a very legal rally at the Capitol, and the Capitol Police at some point in time stepped aside and threw the door open for you, you didn't do anything but what you were told you were allowed to do. Now, I realize people did commit crimes that day. I'm not naive. And I'm not saying, nobody gets in trouble for anything. But what's happening right now to these people being held up, being led like lambs to the slaughter, you know what they're doing to them? They're doing what the Syrians used to do when they used to skin people alive and hang them from the city gates as a message to others. That's what's happening right now to the January 6th political prisoners in this country. You understand that we are as bad as Russia right now, right? We talk all the time about Vladimir Putin, that psycho Putin, having his political opponents arrested. Democrats have been arresting their political opponents with intimidation tactics for years now. Not just January 6 people, school board parents. They're out there arresting pro-lifers. I don't think with a good conscience I can come on here anymore and complain about the human rights or civil rights abuses of other nations. How could I do that? How could I do that when that's us? Oh, and did I mention they're now all over the television set calling for other nations to come in and monitor our elections just because they think they're going to lose big. Listen to this insanity.
The threats to our elections in, 2.5 weeks are so pervasive and they're so dire and they include violence. I mean, do you think it's time to ask for friends and allies to come over and help us monitor our elections?
that's